Ace versus Zalay. In our defense, that was just a joke for TJ. See, the thing is, when you cast with TJ, you gotta give him some easy lobs here to appreciate the one-on-one dynamic. I don't. A lot of my jokes aren't for any of you watching at home or around the world. It's purely for one person. So it's just to make him laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, production wants to get in on it and show some of these awkward moments. So apologies if anybody got a little bit jarred by some of the antics on camera.
We have to cast.
But I'm sorry that I'm not sorry is actually the more correct way to phrase it.
We do have to cast a lot together each week. 6 to 10 hours roughly for 3 days in a row. Not really any breaks. So sometimes, in order for us to stay energized, we need to keep ourselves happy.
No, TJ, we have to be professional the entire way through and break down every matchup, line by line. Coming up next, we got Zoo Warlock and Combo Priest as a protect. Zalay with the only lineup without Priest. I mistakenly mentioned Firebat yesterday, also not having Priest, but I misread the columns. I accidentally divided up incorrectly on my spreadsheet here. Both Warriors being banned, which means that it really comes down to if Zalay can beat the Priest early on with that Zoo. But we've also seen a couple of rabbits pulled out of the hats, most notably with Eddie's Shaman today up against Strifegrow's Priest. And with this last best of 3, TJ, what's going to happen, you think? A no Priest lineup.
I know. No Priest is kind of interesting considering Priest is just so powerful right now. And I would understand it if Zalay had like some tricks up his sleeve to be able to counter the Priest, but a lot of his techs just are pretty weak to Priest. The only one that can really stand against it is the Zoo Warlock. Even his Shaman is teched like pretty much as bad as possible as you can be teched for Priest. He doesn't have anything that can answer early board states. He does have like the former champ, which not really that great against Priest. It's way too slow. It's another thing you don't want in your opening hand. Add it to the long list. I think it's great in other matchups. It's one of the best anti-Druid Shaman lists. It's one of the best anti-Warrior Shaman lists. But against Priest, he's going to struggle.
I am inclined to agree. That's it.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at our 2 players here.
You can tell we were stalling until Zalay got back, and they're like, screw it.
Let's throw it up on camera. Important match here. Bloodyface has an opportunity to move up even further in the standings. Yesterday's loss to Just Sam knocked him down from the first place race. And now, all of a sudden, with Zalay's victory, he could move from the bottom of the standings, he was tied for last place, to in the playoff contention. As you can tell, 3-3 is a pretty comfortable spot in the sense that players get a chance to fight for that playoff spot. Most likely spot number 4.
Yeah.
Zalay was 1-3 to start off the week, and he was in last place based off the tiebreakers, and I think now he's an opportunity to move into that top 4 with a victory here.
Yeah.
Monsanto also, by the way, 4-2. We have to update that stand.
Yeah, race 2-4. So Zalay is actually above him in standings. So
Zalay's 5th.
He's 5th. So could be a big win for him here, especially since Bloodyface is so close to him.
Yeah. At the same time, a defeat for Zalay would mean that there's a 4-way tie for 5th place.
Wow.
Race would be 2-4. Zalay would be 2-4. PNC would be 2-4. Amnesiac would be 2-4. That's exciting. It's very stressful for those 4 players.
Next week becomes incredibly crucial for those 4 players, especially if they have matchups against each other. Next week will end the first round robin, so any player that they have not played against yet in Grandmasters Season 2, they will play against in their division next week. So,
yeah. One thing that I feel like does go into Zalay's favor, though, and I was talking about this with Admirable, is that Zalay strikes me as the player, one of the few players who's just composed. And I think that technical play is really important. And I think deck preparation and your lineup that you submit, all of that's super crucial. I even think how you do the protect and bans is important, DJ. But I also think keeping your head cool is the most crucial thing right now. And a lot of players are struggling with it. Zalay doesn't, though.
He doesn't, no.
I feel like he just strikes me as like I'm just playing my stuff. If I lose, I lose.
Last season, he finished last place in his division, or maybe one above last place in his division. And he didn't seem too fazed by it, honestly.
Yeah, Omni Slash in general were in the bottom 2 of the divisions across
Across
every
the board.
Yeah, across the board. Soleil, Patra, and Firebat. It was not a great look. That's okay though. They were powering up and ramping.
Yeah.
They were the Quest Druids, TJ.
That's right. Or the Highlander mages.
Yeah. I think only Firebat's positive though. I think Patra and Soleil both still in the negatives of their win rate.
Yep, Soleil can change that now and at least go even. But staring up against a Northshire Cleric, Bloody Phase, he was kind of cringing at first because his opening hand was pretty atrocious. He had Psycho Pump, Divine Spirit, Acolyte of Pain, but then drew the Northshire Cleric off the top, and that frown turned into a smile.
Not too quickly.
As he realized that everything is okay with the world.
Everything is awesome.
In the light's name.
Bloodyface, after thinking about it, avoided the draw, says this is a matchup about tempo. I care about tempo. And with that, Soleil has an opportunity to invest into tempo with the Evil Genius. Wow, that's a real cruel way to say it.
What?
You've served your purpose, and then he kills you.
Yeah.
Wow. That's dark.
But then you're reincarnated
Kind of like that.
as something much smaller.
No, much bigger. Oh, you're talking about the lackeys.
Yeah.
Sorry, I talking about the servant.
Whew.
So for Bloody Face, what's the best way to go about this? You can attack and then hero power with the cleric to try and get the little buff, but
Then
without-
you don't develop anything, and the 3/4 eats up your board.
yeah, this 3/4 is really problematic.
Yeah. The heal might be the best because
Yeah.
if you just play Injured Tolvir, the Light Warden gets value traded. The Injured Tolvir gets value traded, then the Light Warden gets value traded.
Maybe you plan around the Psychopomp, so you play Injured Tolvir and then hope that Psychopomp revives one of the good things. Seems like the best course of action.
Yep. He's going to try and protect his Northshire Cleric here, but unfortunately the turn 1 Northshire Cleric will not get any draws. As long as Soleil deals with it, which it's very likely that he will.
He's got so many great options.
Yeah, it's actually possible that Soleil plays Neferset Thrasher here, but it's a little bit. It can sometimes be a liability in matchups where you are trading often. Because if you need to trade every turn with Neferset Thrasher, you're going to continue to damage yourself. But I think Northshire Cleric, you just want to remove the board whenever you can.
Yep.
And it's not like he's just removing the board, he's also developing a ton behind it.
Yep, I like maximum stats, and this is partially why, you know, what we were hearing from Monsanto, Zoo could be pretty hard. There was a lot of choices to be made that turn. There's a lot of ways you could go about it. You could just develop Neferset Thrasher to get it out of the way. You could play Witchy-Lack and try to go for balls. You could try to go maximum stats on the board.
Yep.
Soleil, though, one thing we can just agree is that he is in full control. This is
Yep.
bad for Bloody Face. Without Wild Pyromancer, very difficult to pick things apart. I think I like starting off with a Witchy Lackey or a Evil Genius of some sort.
Is someone injured?
Witchy Lackey is a great way to restore the health effectively onto a minion. Like that.
Wings!
Check click.
Oh,
And it negates the damage that Neferset Thrasher is going to deal to himself.
That's right.
Works out quite nicely.
Bloody Face is in trouble, to say the
Yeah.
least. He could play Injured Blade Master Neferset Ritualist for maximum tempo, but gets answered super easily by what's on board. with the upside of Zalay having even more access to lackeys. Now the thing is, Zalay hasn't even gotten to the part where he starts to life tap a lot and overwhelm you with resources. This early game has been a ridiculous start.
Oh. So I think if you're Zalay, you just keep trying to clear this board. And,
Yes.
try and build behind it. He does have some good trades on the board. He gets to keep a lot of things alive. But then it's also a matter of what do you do with the rest of your mana? Do you life tap? Are you using Evil Genius to clear off one of these minions? Do you get rid of your 1/1 or your...
So I want to close the game as fast as possible while clearing their minions. So I think I'm only going to life tap if we need cards to play. We have ways to fill up our mana curve, so let's play it. So I'm looking at Knife Juggler first and minions. Another way we can look about this Never Set Thrasher is that it's going to cost us life. So we can... Actually, hold on. So we definitely want to play Juggler. Definitely want to kill the 2/3. You can trade the Flame Imp to the 4/7. You can go the 4/5 to the 4/7. You Evil Genius first? I guess so, because it might improve your Jugglers.
Yep.
Might even get Goblin Lackey. Ooh! That's really good. So you Goblin Lackey now. Now you trade the Thrasher goes face.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I like this the best.
Now this Juggler is going to give him even more board presence.
This is looking over, TJ.
Oh, yeah.
Blade-Face has like one more turn where you can wait and try to get Wild Pyromancer. But I think this is done.
And if that's the case, if you know you need Wild Pyromancer to survive, do you play Acolyte of Pain here to absorb some damage and draw deeper?
I think you might need the Acolyte to draw more than one card.
Yeah, but you can't... You wouldn't be able to play it, because if you play Wild Pyromancer, Acolyte of Pain, Topsy-Turvy, you only have mana left for the Divine Spirit. It might let you pick up a 1-mana spell.
Yeah, that's fair.
Speak to me.
This guarantees at least 2 draws.
So Goblin Lackey on the Thrasher gets it to 5 attack. That's the most attack you can place on one minion. We have 2, 4, 7, 10, 11 damage right now. So they could look for Ethereal Lackey to get a spell. Finds Ethereal Lackey. Also finds Goblin Lackey.
Yeah, the 3 choices, since you can't see them on screen, Witchy Lackey, Goblin Lackey, and Ethereal Lackey.
Yeah.
Though this will risk the juggle into the Acolyte of Pain.
From nothing, power.
Demon Fire. Demon Fire, Fiendish Circle, Bane of Doom. Demon Fire is playable right now on the Voidwalker.
Almost out of time.
Okay.